presentation. And that way you can talk to them about, oh, so you only got through what, half of it? Oh, yeah, the kids started crying, or I had to go to work, or whatever the case may be, but I'm going to go and do it again. And so it's a real neat tool that we should definitely take advantage of. And Juliet takes care of that. You know, that's a fee we don't have to pay for. So I think that's really nice on her part. And it just goes to show you that she's there for us. She wants all of us to be able to own our own island, because Juliet actually owns an island. And all the things that she has, you would never, she owns a resort down in Costa Rica. And she just doesn't brag about it, but she does. She has it. And some of us have been able to go and experience her hospitality and how generous she is. So I could go on and on about Juliet. You could tell I really love her. And when she calls Rick and I to do something, well, then it's always, oh yeah, we have internet access no matter where we are. We can take the half an hour and share a little bit of knowledge that we have as we continue to learn daily. You have to learn daily. And so we're going to go over a little bit of what we said on the call. And it was all about, we're all influencers. That was pretty much the topic. And you might not think so because you don't have thousands or millions of followers, but you have followers. Even if you only have one follower, your sister, your brother, your daughter that follows you on social media, you have followers. And you put out content, and the contents are what you ate, where you've been, what you're buying, whatever you're doing, what vacation you went on, saying happy birthday to somebody. That's content. And I know a lot of folks think, well, that's really just my personal stuff, but it's content. And if you start looking at what other people put on social media, what catches your eye? You know that person, but even if you're scrolling through, certain things catch your eye. And if you stay on it long enough, then you get more of it and more of it. I know my feed is constant with kids. I don't know if you guys have seen these little videos where these little kids are walking out the hospital saying, where's my grandma? I want my grandma. My mama is tripping, and those make me laugh. They just fill my heart with joy. So because I look at all these little baby videos, I get more and more and more. And I think I've probably seen them all. So whatever you like, I get a lot of influencing statements a lot. I get a lot of different things like that. So whatever you watch, you're going to get more of. And then if you do a hashtag on something that you post, and you want to do hashtag explore page, because that's an actual page where everybody goes to see all the different. And of course, there's millions and millions of content on that, but you never know. You never know. You want to just keep doing what you're doing. Hashtag your business, hashtag Surge 365, have people go and invite them to go to your website, check out the savings. It's okay. That's all social media is about. And when you start looking, because I get a lot of people with motivational, I started looking at Tai Chi Walk. Now that's all I get is Tai Chi walking. You can go here, you could do that. And so whatever you're looking at, you're just going to get more of it. And that's the same thing with the other folks. And so when you post something and it's something that they're interested in, your page will pop up. That's just how it does. And I know Rick, he always says, happy birthday to everybody. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. And so it really confuses the algorithm, because if you pay attention, sometimes you only see the same people over and over again. And you have more than 5 friends. And but you only see their posts, you don't see their. So then go in there and start clicking on their stuff. And when you like their things and when you put a comment on it, then you'll start seeing more of what they're showing. So it's really just a fun game. That's how I look at it. I look at it like a game, something that we play. I like to play around and post things on TikTok, even though my kids are like, no. But anyway, I like it. It's fun. I like the the trends and the way the pictures go in and out. It's like you're making a movie and all you do is throw a few pictures up in there. So whatever you like, and don't feel like I can't do that. I don't want to post something I shouldn't. I'll tell you, just the other day, my brother, some of you already know my two brothers, they own a logistic trucking company and they just take things all around the world. I mean, the United States. And so I'm like their secretary. They're unpaid secretary, but that's okay. I love my brothers, so I'll help them out the best way I can. And we were doing some things where he had to take pictures of the van and this side and this inside the van, and because he has a Sprinter van. So I have no idea how the measurements of the Sprinter van ended up on my Facebook and my Instagram. So my daughter responds, "Why'd you put this up?" And I said, "Put what up?" And it was just a picture of the van with the measuring tape. And I said, "I didn't put that up." And so I went and I saw it. It was on Facebook on my story. By the time I saw it, 10 people had seen it and liked it. And I'm thinking, but it's a picture of a measuring tape. And I did not mean to put it up there. How it ended up on social media, I have no idea. So I took it down. So that's another thing. Be careful on what kind of pictures you have on your phone if you don't want to share it, because things like that can happen. So I just started laughing. I'm thinking, why is that there? It was because I was working with them and I was trying to get things downloaded into my email, and then I had to forward it to this other company that they want to work for. So it's just been a lot, and yes, Rick, it was funny, and so I just took it down, but it's okay, when things like that happen, you're learning. And so you want to make sure you don't have that kind of stuff. Say, I'm not messing with that, because just don't put nothing on your phone you don't want nobody to see. Just make sure the pictures that you have on your phone, if by chance something like that happens, it's just a measuring tape of a inside of a van. So it was not a big deal. If anything, folks were probably trying to figure out, what is this? Why did she post it? And definitely it was my daughter. Mom, what is this? What are you doing? And I'm thinking, oh, I don't know. So, but things like that happen and it's fun. And then you learn. And now I can't tell you what I learned from that because I don't even know how I got up there.
Well,
But
learned is that 10 people liked it.
I know. I know. And see that, well, one thing I learned from that, okay, don't worry about what the content is. People are looking at it. People are trying to figure out why you put this measuring tape up there. And I'm quite sure folks probably had their own interpretation. Does that mean that she now weighs 172 pounds? Or what is that? So who knows and who cares? It's all fun. It's all just putting your information out there so people can go to your page and save on your Vortex or go to your Travmanity and book. And if they want to know more information about how you're doing this, then hey,
But
um,
Brenda,
drop me a note in my DM. Yes.
one of the things that we also learn about that is you have a following and you have established a reputation. Whatever that may be, you have people who know you. And so you'll have a certain crowd that will like whatever you do based on you and your reputation that you have, that you've established. And so people know you. And I bet if you looked at each one of those people who liked it, you would probably know them. And then, of course, some people just like it because they're your friends. But that just speaks to the fact that the content matters, but not really. What you've established as a reputation, as a friend, as people kind of seeing into your life or whatever, that's what matters most. And the great thing about it is that you control it. You control what you want people to know, what you want people to see. And I believe the biggest problem is that people are in business, but the shades are drawn. If it was a storefront, the shades are drawn. Nobody knows. People on the walking on the sidewalk walk right by it because they don't know it's a business. The sign is off, the light on the sign is off, the shades are drawn, it looks dark and gloomy. If you're in business, make sure that you're open for business. Make sure that people know you're open for business. I mean, if you look at like a regular business, and you're walking on the street and you're looking and you look inside, you may or may not go inside. That's your choice. But if you see something that, for sale, or something that you've been looking for from outside looking in, then you say, hey, let me go in here and let me see if that catches my attention. Let me go in here and see if that's what I've been looking for. Or let me go in here and let me shop around. It's like that on the internet. It's like that on social media. What are you doing to catch people's attention? Now, where that is really important is when you begin to understand that you actually are in business. And then, of course, now what do people see? What do people know about your business? What do they know about you? I'm a firm believer. You can't be in business and not tell anybody after you've been.
That is so true. You really have to share. And so that was just a funny. And there's so many things that I can post that I don't, and then I forget. Rick does a really great job of posting. And for example, we were getting the car fixed the other day. Was that Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday. And was it Tuesday? Wednesday? I forget. But anyway, we were getting the car fixed. And it was a thing where we were in an area where you could walk to different restaurants. And there were restaurants that we would drive to go to, but we had never eaten at a Waffle House. And we never thought about it because we would just drive to other places we're familiar with, blah, blah, blah. So the Waffle House was across a very, very busy street, but they had street lights. And then when it was, we went blah, blah, blah. Rick posted it, blah, blah, blah. And then I started thinking about it. I said, man, I should have filmed how busy that street was and how cars was coming from all directions. And when we walked across the street because we waited until we had the street light the sign.
We can't hear you.
You muted yourself.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. I got it. And I wanted to, and then I started thinking, boy, that would have been really some nice content on moving and doing something different by just filming how busy that area right from I-26 and well, I didn't. And it was nice. So now the next time I think about it, I might do it. We're not far away from an active train track, and the train goes sliding by sometimes when we're driving out of here. And that's great content. So you have no idea what will catch somebody's eye. And even posting the train going, you wouldn't want to get on, it's like a cargo train where it moves stuff, but just the idea that you want to go on it, blah, blah, blah. Amtrak comes through Charleston and everybody jumps on Amtrak to go to Virginia, New York, all the different places straight up from here, all the way from Florida. So there's so much just walking outside and just looking at something. And if it catches your eye, it'll catch somebody else's eye. Take a picture of it and put it up on your social media. And then hashtag thought this was interesting. I mean, and just post it and see the crowd that you'll get, the people that'll start following you. Then there's a lot of different ways. And then another thing I did too is I was playing around. I asked AI, we talked about Chat GPT before. And I just asked Chat GPT, what's the best time? What should I put up? I want to talk about my travel. It gave me all this stuff that you can do. So if you're trying to figure out what can I do, how I can advertise my business, or you're thinking, I don't have a lot of people that follow me, it's okay. Just do the hashtag travel. And and even for your own self, if you want to learn, just go and click on the hashtag travel and watch how many different things pop up where people hashtag travel. And you just start learning and learning and learning. There was this young lady, I haven't seen her in a while. She was in London, and she would do a lot of information on travel, and she filmed where she's been and all these different things. And she had thousands of traveler followers because she was just showing all the different places that she's been. And then there's this one girl, when you click on travel, all she does is talk about luggage, different luggage, what she likes about luggage. And then she doesn't even buy the luggage. She's just in the store showing the luggage. I don't know about this luggage. What do you think about that luggage? She has all these thousands of followers. Why would people follow her? And all she's doing is talking about luggage.
You never
So,
know. I was
yes,
gonna say, you never know what's going to go viral.
right. You have no idea.
You have no idea what's going to go viral. You have no idea what people are going to like. You can go from Joe or Jane, nobody, to instant sensation.
Yes, to a million followers, and
You
you are an
follow.
influencer. Now they want to pay to advertise on your site.
Now they're going to pay. But, are you a travel agent or a secret agent?
Mhm.
Are you a secret agent undercover where people have to dig, dig, dig to find you? And are you just saying, I'm free? I was talking to someone earlier about that and just the freedom to be. The system would try to keep you bound and afraid. And a lot of people grew up like that in the family. Don't speak until you're spoken to. You can't do that. No, no. And they're still there. A lot of people have an employee mentality where they won't do anything until they're told. You know? And they don't realize that if it is to be, it's up to you, it's up to me, and that you have total free reign to do whatever it is you want to do. Chantel, do you have something that you want to say? Or, but you have total free reign. Go ahead, Chantel.
Oh my goodness. I love this conversation because it's true. Open your business. You know what? It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, some of the hits that we receive, it just cracks me up. And I'm out here and just being a neighbor, like the lady that two people just passed me by here, right? She says, I saw you walking over there and this, and this. And I said, good morning, Tina. And I said, Tina. Tina starts talking down. She's all going through some things. So I'm talking to her to lift her up. I says, how old are you, Tina? She says, I'm 84. I said, do you know how blessed you are to be walking up and down the street right now? And just put a smile on her face. My other lady, she's going down the street with the dog we see every day going past our place. I said, how you doing this morning? Just be who you are. You have no idea how great your life encourages someone by just literally sitting on your porch, because people, we were raised like this. We come outside, we get in the sun. I remember running through the cornfield. Yes, yes, came right all out of the country. Loved it. Running around the gardens, picking those beans with the grandmother. This is how we grew up. So we are going to say hello. That encourages people. But I was looking at our company. Do you know our owner, our CEO, Christopher Coakley, went to the Dominican Republic to receive a diamond level for our company, the work we have done in this industry. That's good news. So open your business. People are watching you. And like Brenda was talking about with the little children, we have some grandchildren who are over in Europe. And they put some of the funniest videos you have ever seen every day. And I think she's up to maybe 1 million followers already. And they just left the States. But it is the funniest things. And then we have people tapping us on the shoulders at church. They said, hey, I'm your Facebook friend. And I'm like, what? People are watching us, but you have to be open for business. Back to you, Rick and Brenda.
Are you open for business? I want you to think about this. If you were, assuming you're open for business, if you were to create your brand, creating your brand, what would that look like? Give it some thought and give it some prayer. If you were to create your own brand, because the thing about being an independent contractor in Surge 365 is no one's going to tell you anything. It's nice that we have a team, we come together, we encourage each other, but we're all independent contractors. And no one can direct you to do anything because it's your own business. You're an independent contractor. You have your own access to the travel industry through the travel agency, through the Vortex online booking, through the membership, the members program, through the power line, through the compensation plan. It is just you. We choose to come together. Teamwork makes the dream work. But no one can really tell you anything. What do you do in the absence of anyone being able to tell you anything? That really is the measure of the person and how they think and how they've been trained by society, how they've been trained by their family, the external things that impact them, the external things that constrain them. When they're in a whole environment where they're free to act in any way and they pay attention to these artificial boundaries that are put on by society. And did you have something, Glenn, to say in that?
Yes, when you're done.
Go right ahead. Yes, sir.
Uh, everything's really spot on in these times. And, everything we've been doing has all been preparation.
Wow.
It's all been preparation for now. And we're still preparing for this huge, the times we're in now are huge. So we continue to stay plugged in. Every day we're seeing, we got really special um, favor with Dr. Coakley and the preparation that he went through for now, and to be plugged in on his winners wins. I mean, he's passing. He's always sharing. If you're not connected with him on social, connect with him. He's always sharing links, connections with business people who know how to get you plugged into whatever your vision is or your goals, how to step by step, the planning, the training, and he'll send that stuff to you if you're connected to him. Um, it's just a really special time. Some of the winners win notes that he gave me that I'm going to share here right quick. I have to stay plugged in that word, first of all, the word. That's our guide. On the business side, the other tools and the people that we are connected with, and it makes all the difference in the world who you're connected to. And you'll see right here, a huge one for me right now is Napoleon Hill. I mean, it's just it's on blast for where we are right now. Napoleon Hill, and it's not actually Napoleon Hill, but it's all of his teachings, and it's probably AI that's presenting it. But anyway, it just shows you how big it is. A couple of notes here that I took from Dr. Coakley's Winners Win. He says to wake up, wake up. And I'm going to tell you, I heard years ago by some prophetic somebody, Nostradamus or somebody, there was supposed to be a huge breakthrough discovered in the United States that was going to change the world. And this was decades ago. And I kind of like been waiting for whatever it is. This is it. This AI. Some of the notes, the biggest change in the history of the world. And I think I shared some of this before. AI and quantum computing in the next 18 months push has come to shove. The top 10% drives the travel industry. It's always been that way. But everybody, travels who can. We offer you the opportunity to become one of the top 10%. Because guess what? There is a push for a monopoly right now to eliminate. We've been sounding the alarm for years also, that the elimination of the middle class is a third world country. That's what's happening. That's what's happening right now. All of this is pushing it to those who would think they're going to monopolize. A few companies are going to combine, and Dr. Coakley's vision is to be one of those companies, climbing to the rich class before the middle class is eliminated. This is a part of his vision. You want to get there before the middle disappears. You don't want to be on the bottom. No dependence on the government. That's always been a vision of mine. You don't know. They just showed you that it can let you down. If that's your only income, you better find a plan B or C, or B and C. The only people, and what he shared was the only people who will keep their jobs. I'm saying the only people that's going to rise will be those who partner with and learn to use AI. And I've been seeing a lot of these. You've probably seen them, the AI challenges. I'm going to take the AI challenge and learn. It's not just Chat GPT. There's a bunch of them out there, and some of them, they do different functions. But to learn, that's I think a real crucial part for us is to learn and master this AI. It's going to work in our favor. The tool is not evil in itself. It's just the hand it's in. How are you going to use it? And we can't let the enemy take it and use it for their purposes. We'll take it and use it for good and share it and train our people to do it. The definition of freedom is changing forever. They had a group out there during the government shutdown called Rage, and their target is to retire all government employees. That's always been a safe haven. Attacking the heroes. Come on, what is going on here? It's crazy. Okay, now, but it's real. Just a quick, one of the Napoleon Hills talks about the before breakthrough comes, God sends these 7 signs. So you can just take this and see where you are with it. And you'll know. Number 1, the trials intensify. Ask me how I know. Relationships shift. People going to be moved out of the way. Don't try to bring them back. Let them go. Stay plugged in. Your boldness rises. That's your preparation. Eliminates the fear, Rick. Discernment deepens. Discernment. If it smells like a duck, walks like a duck, what is it? You'll know through your discernment. Your environment feels too small. Walls start closing in. Time to elevate. Clarity shines through. That's revelation. When peace anchors your soul, know this, that heaven is aligning something massive in your favor. It's working in our favor. And with this power line, man, when you get on that compensation plan and they start talking about those 100,000 people and millions of dollars being paid out for $1,000 bonus, be ready. Back to you, Rick.
Oh, wow. Anybody else? That was awesome. Be ye ready. Man, that was fantastic.
Wow.
Go ahead,
Sure
Chantel.
was. Walk in your confidence. Take the step forward. If something came into your spirit, it is for you to step out on it.
That's it.
Like the doors that are opening for us, we're showcasing out here. We're just going out and doing a table with information, gathering information. We're not talking about travel. We're not doing any. We're just sharing, gathering information, signing people up to the vortex. It's a part of it, but we're gathering the people who absolutely are looking for some extra, for the extra to go into their next levels of life. And we're going to invite them to another meeting to see what we're doing out here and what's happening that's going to empower us to absolutely dominate this earth. That's what we're doing. So when these doors open, somebody sends you an invite, say yes and go in there. Don't worry about how it's going to work out. Pay the fee for the table. Go in there. If you were invited, you're supposed to be there. And not everything's for us. We make decisions on what our vision is looking like. We don't go because we get a lot of invites. We don't go everywhere. We have doors open with pastors that's been partnered with us for years. Well, guess what? Life has started shifting for them. We're not kicking down doors with pastors, but whoever opens the door says, "Hey, I want to look at that," or "I want to see more of what you're doing." Go in that door and sit down. The rest will be revealed in time. But when you take that step, he opens up something else for you. But if you don't take that step, if your business is not open, he can't open up through you. So be the person that says, this is my goal. It is written down. I'm looking at it, and it is a targeted. This is what we're doing this month. This is what we're doing today. This is what we're doing in 90 days. This is who's coming along. This is the level, the caliber of the people we're calling in, the influencers, the people who are helping people. I don't want the greedy people up in my business. I'm not looking for you. I am looking for people that care about people, who want to help people, who serve already. They're already serving. They're already giving. They're already moving along with life. And they just need a tool in their hand to bring forth the income for the gift they've been given to go out into these communities and build the structure that they're building because they don't have enough money to complete the task. That's who we're looking for. Back to you, Rick and Brenda. Be the person that steps out in your boldness and says, it's me. I'm the leader. I'm going to do this. My family's waiting on me to make a step, and I'm going to walk on in that door.
What does
Let
it?
me let
Go
me
ahead.
add something to what I was just saying. That AI challenge. If you Google AI challenge, like I said, there's a lot of different AI platforms. Some of them do different functions. Um, and what that AI challenge is, it will allow you to master the tools. And it's different lengths. You can there's a 28-day challenge. There's like a week challenge. And it's like I think for 28 days it may be like $100, and they'll let you do like 4 payments if you need to of $25, and then you will take the training. You'll learn the AI tools, and then your toolbox is full again. The other thing, TD Jakes just started a podcast, and when he kicked it off, the first person he brought on there was Oprah Winfrey, and they sit there and they talk. It's outstanding, some of the wisdom that they share, their experiences on their way up, and how to act when how people act towards you when there's all this money. See, all this is part of your preparation, because when the money comes, a lot comes with that money, and a whole lot of people with their hands out, all this kind of stuff. So he's got a new podcast out, but he shared in there Warren Buffett, one of the wisdom points that Warren Buffett says, and then we touched on this, I think Chantel just did. Never do business with bad people.
That's it.
You got to watch out who you hanging out with. Never do business with bad people, because it's going to get on to you,
That's
and
bad
that's
money.
Mm.
that's what they try to do, and that's there's a scripture for that too, about good bad company corrupts good character. Back to you, Rick.
And we know this. Here,
Just
here.
just real quick, Glenn, I know that challenge you're talking about is a good one, but for some of us who are on a budget hitting the holidays, you can also find those training on YouTube, and they're free. So you might even try dipping your toes in something like that first before then you go over and pay for training, because there's a lot on YouTube that you can get started with. And before you do something like that, and then they'll give you an idea to let you know what you need to learn.
And here's the deal. This is no kidding deal for all of it. until you know who you are, you won't even know how AI fits into your life until you know who you are, until you understand your brand, until you understand what you're trying to do, until you understand your mindset, until you understand the vision that you have. Know thyself is the beginning and the starting point of everything else, or you won't even know how anything else connects into your life. You won't know who are your friends. You won't know what books to read. You won't know what IA is important, what AI is important for you. It all begins with you. So this is all about you. It has nothing to do with anything else in this world. You are the center of the universe. And until you actually have the understanding that it is you, you don't even know how you connect to the world. Because once you understand who you are and you can actually be open for business and you understand the people that you want into your life, what your brand looks like just by your natural who you are, your passion, the boldness comes with an understanding of you. I'm bold because I'm understanding who I am and whose I am. And when you do that, the serendipities of life will find you. Your tribe will find you. Once your tribe knows that you are there, your tribe is going to find you. You don't find your tribe. Your tribe finds you because your light is shining. We need to turn up the brightness of our lights. If you're not finding the people, and like Chantel was saying, when you have an invitation into a room, walk into that room boldly, knowing that that invitation came from something you've been praying. And you may not see, from looking outside in why. And it may cause you to fear. It may cause you to think, well, I'm not ready for that. Or I'm going to need to know this, or I'm going to need to know that. And that's not true. You have been divinely brought to that door. You have been divinely invited to enter that room. People don't progress because of fear. And anything that comes to you, know it has been already sifted because of who you are and how you've been praying and whose you are. That you can trust the things that come to you without you trying to push down the door, knock down the door. I say that because I'm working on a global level and with some other things that I'm doing, global levels. And initially, when we moved down to Charleston, I'm like, you know what? I need to stay in my lane, my travel lane. And the Lord's like, you don't even know what your lane is. I'm trying to take your travel lane to the next level, to a corporate level. And you up here playing around at the whatever level, relative level. We need to go at the corporate level over the masses of people. And if you can believe yourself to be the leader, I'll put you in a leadership position. We only get which that we believe. If you believe yourself to be the leader, you are the leader. If you believe yourself to be the follower, you are the follower. If you believe yourself to be the powerful, you are the powerful. If you believe yourself to be weak and timid, you are the weak and timid. Whatever your inner conversation creates your outer reality. You actually are in control of everything. Why are things not moving forward? You are creating what you see. I was telling that to a friend of mine, a business partner of mine this morning. I'm saying the fear that you are fearing will come upon you. You're bringing and drawing and creating it. I said, hey, Rick, you're always so positive because I'm creating the positive experience, the positive result, the positive environment. You know that AI can only go as a tool as far as you can believe it for. The
You
reason
sure
I'm
you wasn't sitting on that podcast, Rick? Because that's exactly what Oprah and Jake shared. They said you will achieve what you believe. And the thing is, it's not just gonna happen. You got to put action to it.
Now, here's why I'm effective in AI. Because I'm applying it to, I'm not just learning information. I'm applying it to the real world problems that I'm facing, that I ask the question. If you don't understand asking the question to AI with a clarity, you're just consuming information. But if you come to, like Brenda was saying, I wanted to know how to be an influencer. So I asked AI. I wanted to know how to set this thing up so that I could do this, that, and the other. I asked AI. AI is just basically will pump out what you're asking, answers to what you are asking. If you don't know who you are, AI doesn't know who you are. AI is only as smart as you are smart. I'm effective in AI because I'm smart. And I ask smart questions. Why am I smart? Because I got problems that I need answers specifically to. You know? And so when you begin to understand that your inner conversation creates everything, you look around your room, everything that you see began with a thought. So here's the secret to AI before you dive into it. Imagine yourself at 50 people, and I talked about this. Oops, this person. Imagine yourself that 50 people somehow, some way found you and want to join your team. And they're asking you for your SBA website, getting started. Surge365.com/ whatever that is. I need this, your link. I'm ready to get going. 50 people. What do you think? What do you say in your quiet moments? What are your thoughts? 50 people are ready to move. What will you do? What is your very next step? That 50 people are joining my team. What's your very next step? They're not looking at me. They're not looking at, Glenn and
Oh,
Shannon
you.
and all the leaders. Of course, we're here for you, but you are CEO of your own company. And you heard Glenn talk about the season that we're in. So you have shifted from follower now to leader. What do you think? What do you do? They know you, they don't know us. And of course, we're a team, but I've got an example that I'm presenting. You're that person. You're that one that they believe in, the one that they can see, the one that for whatever reason, they were sent to you. They are your tribe. You're not trying to convince them this, you got to stay in, or you that. No, that's already been taken care of. They're little birds with their mouth open, wide open. And you are the one with the worm. You're the one that's feeding them. What do you do? What culture are you showing them? Empowerment, duplication. What do you want to duplicate in their life? Sure, we're here. You're bringing them to a system. You're bringing them to leadership. But what about you? Your team's going to follow your example. Why are you here? Where are you going? What's the mission? Brenda used to say this all the time, way back when, that every single person could do a convention with their people at some point. You're going to have so many people on your team. because the 50 is going to multiply to 50, to 50, to 50, to 50. These are the times that Glenn's talking about now. And even though you may not see it today, this moment, this second, we're in those times now. Are you ready? What's your mindset? What's your team mission? We're Team Get. You have the A team. You have other names out there. If you were to come up with a name, what would you name those 50 people as a team? We're going to be thrust into leadership. We're going to be thrust into leadership because you got followers. You got people that want information. You think about it. The people on this call, we've been in this business for a while. And so now you got new people, new babies. And like Chantel said, a lot of times people are reluctant to step into their leadership position, but they know. And so what happened when you got now 50 people that are saying, you're my leader. I love you. I love your energy. I want to be like you. I want to learn from you. Because they're new. And you are that person to them. Oh, Lord have mercy. That is every single person on this call. That is where this is going. That is where this is going. And sometimes we're leaders by choice. Sometimes we're leaders by default. Because now the people are here. So what are the basics of this business? Everything that I'm saying that you actually just are hearing from everybody who has spoken is preparation for where we are today, and preparation for your leadership, for your wealth, for all those things that we dreamed about. That time is now. Have you mastered the basics? If 50 people showed up on your doorstep, have you mastered the basics? Can you get them signed up? What do you do next? I want everybody to go through that as a mental exercise. If 50 people join my team, what do I do? Who am I? What is my vision? If I were to describe my tribe based on, like Chantel was saying, I don't want no bad people working with me, greedy people. My tribe, I want them to be this. I would love for them, and it's your personality. You are creating this. You are creating this. And when you create it, they come, build it, and they will come. You will attract that. Like attracts like. When like is getting out there and knowing who, put yourself in the middle. And the people who are like-minded will show up. And you would be surprised, but you really wouldn't be, the conversation you would have with like-minded people. You're not working your last nerve. You're saying, hey, that sounds good. I signed the person up yesterday. He says, Rick, I want to sign my 2 daughters up. I said, that's nice. But he's like that. We like those kinds of people. I got a call this past weekend from someone who came in the business under pressure. And he's laughing. I hear in the background. And the person's like, Rick, I almost had a heart attack. I almost had a heart attack, and the person didn't even care. He just wanted me to get signed up. We're not like that. I ended up telling them, no, that's not what we do. That's not what we do. But anyhow, what are the basics? Rick, how can I learn the basics? Chantel had mentioned that Chris had said, rehearse the presentation. Go into the back office and download the presentation. And even though you may not give it, just kind of rehearse and go through, okay, come to the presentations. Like tonight, we've got the presentation. Come to the presentation and just listen and put yourself in that position. If I were doing this presentation, how would that be? What would I add? You know, open up that Zoom account, the free one, and then practice going to the presentation and pulling it up and to yourself. Just share, open up your account, have the presentation open, and then click share in Zoom, and then just go through it. The way you do it for you is the way you'll do it for everybody, whether it's 10 people or 100 people or 1,000 people. And do that. Make a practice of that every day because these 50 people are coming and you can go and do the presentation for them. Think about explaining the products that we have. And Rick, how do I do that? Go to goteamget.com, click on the Vortex tab, and read through what I say. It goes through the Vortex as a product. It goes through the Vortex as an SBA, handing out the Vortex. And it goes through the Vortex as a customer receiving it. On that Vortex tab, there's a marketing brochure or a marketing approach that you can use, that you can download. Learn from goteamget.com the product, what the Vortex is. Click on the tab Members Program. Learn what the Members Program is. Go from the top to the bottom to understand it. Click on the Travel Agency, the Travel Advisor tab to understand it. Click on the compensation, the SBA compensation, and just go through it. This is about preparation. The reason we make millions is because we prepared to make millions and billions. I make millions through referrals, overrides, commissions, bonuses. You will make millions. It will come once you have it, not before. Why? Once you have it, you attract it. As I look back more and more, that's how I'm doing everything. I'm becoming it, and then I attract it. And the key is when you understand that, you're not afraid to step into those circles because now you're prepared. Michael Jordan, he says, work ethic erases fear. Most people are afraid because they haven't put the work ethic in. I'm fearless because, first of all, God, but because I put the work ethic in. And for me personally, Lord, show this to me. Reveal this to me. And then he said, well, Rick, you got to do something. Okay, I'll go and I'll look to see. Show me what I'm seeing. Show me what I'm looking at. And then he says, okay, now I need you to be fearless to apply it. And so I'm fearless to apply it because, as Chantel was saying, the people who are mine hear my words. I'm doing the interviewing. The people who aren't filter themselves out. Allow that process to happen. We begin to understand that that is a process. You're not fearless. You're fearless because you're putting yourself out there knowing I have to be visible. Can't put the candle under a bushel. And those who will hear my words, my tribe, will come. So when 50 people come, plug them into Winners Win. Plug them into all the training that's out there because of your research that you looked and you saw. Know how to help them set up their business. See, these are all things of preparation. We have an onboarding process for those who are online. I'm going to go there just in a minute here. But we have an onboarding process. And I'm going to show you this if you're looking. Here, let me go here. Okay. And I'm
Well,
gonna
that's coming up, Rick. Know that if you're in this group and we know each other well, we've known each other for years, know that you are in the right place with the right group, with the right experience. And we all bring something to the table, but this is where it plays out. You have the larger group with Surge, you have your individual teams, but this Thursday call is where we share the information. And that's what's awesome about this whole Surge 365. But the team get and what we bring uh, spiritually with the word and the concepts and the experiences that we all had that we share here is invaluable. Back to you, Rick.
so true. And I have been loving what Glenn and Chantel have been bringing to the different calls. Delby's call, the presentation. The leader is the one who speaks. Even if they're not the leader, the one who speaks becomes the leader. Because they're tongue-tied. And but the leader is the one that speaks. And so they have something to say, of course. Yeah, blah 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 blah. No, when you feel that thing to say something, don't override it with fear and say nothing. Because every time you do is a defeat from what you're trying to accomplish. I'm free to speak because I'm open to the voice that tells me to speak. Don't override that with fear that you're fumbling, stumbling, bumbling, bumbling. No, the leader is the one that knows. I'm the leader because I'm the one that knows. How do I know? The leader is the one who prepares. You know, if you want to be that leader, be the one who prepares. And now you're the one that knows. And now you're the one that speaks. And people will listen and they will assume you are the leader. In that void, this is a lesson of leadership and how you become a leader because you've prepared and now you know and now you speak. And it is an assumption. I am a leader. I'm not the leader, but I am a leader. And everything is attracted to the leader. You always hear me go from one glory to the next glory, Brenda and I. One glory to the next glory because we're preparing, because we're knowing. And this is marketplace ministry. This is Surge 365. This is life. And then we're sharing. And then we're speaking. And then we are assuming. Your inner conversation creates your outer reality. We're creating the leadership. And people are drawn to that creation. Hopefully I'm making sense here because this is what I'm doing. So that's independent of whether I live in Colorado Springs, whether I live in Timbuktu, whether I live in Charleston. You're creating wherever you are right now. What are you creating? What atmosphere? Is it an atmosphere of fear? Is it an atmosphere of this, that, and the other, doom, gloom? Are you intentional? So anyhow, on the site here, this is goteamget.com. Okay, onboarding new SBAs. And you scroll down here and you see Mariano. Man, Mariano, that $1,000 bonus put you in the... Chantel. Doggy.
I'm looking forward to the next one.
Man, it may
As
be
it
just
comes the
you.
power
Come
line.
on.
Hey, Mariano, it may be just you, the only one. $1,000 for that month.
Isn't that crazy?
And you empty
I'm
out,
ready.
man, boy. Lord. Hey, who somebody said next year when we have, or even this year, when we have 100,000 people in the power line, and that power line is $200,000, and you are a director, and you're getting, pool number 4, pool number 3, pool number 2, pool number 1. And you're emptying out that power line just because you made $1,000 bonus on a $500 investment. The opportunities. So, but
More
anyhow,
tacos.
huh?
More tacos.
More tacos. Yeah. And so, Madi, I think Von's going to be doing his new SBA orientation every Saturday. So you can come down here and get the information on when it starts and, surge365freedomtoday.com, password win big. This is onboarding. So if you have new people coming on, onboarding, getting started, the getting started process, you come back here and go through this, welcoming new business associates, how to get into the back office, blah, 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 blah. The SBA back office walkthrough. You going into your back office and walking, we're over. You walking them through all the little widgets so that you know and you can teach their 48-hour game plan. Choose where you want to start your journey. This is what I wanted to show you. People are coming in and they have an idea of where they want to start their journey. Some may want to start with the travel agency as a travel advisor. They can come here, get some information, click on this tab. It takes them to the travel advisor tab. Some people may say, hey, I want to travel wholesale instead of retail. They can watch this short little video. I've broken the videos out. They can watch the short video, click on the members tab, or they say, hey, I want that vortex. Watch the 2-minute vortex video and say, okay, that's what it's all about. Go to the vortex tab. I want to build a team. I want to get that $99 monthly fee waived, and I want to earn back my $500. Okay, well, how to do that? Look at this little short marketing program. These were all videos that were in the presentation. I just put them out separate. And then go to the SBA tab, onboarding new SBAs. Now, this is something I want you to go through is build a team, go from invisible to unstoppable. This is what Chris put out. And go through it. Download the action plan, 6-5 action plan. Download 3 stages of success. Download, download all of these. How do I qualify my list? What's the cycle of success? I'm going to just, for example, click on 3 stages of success. And you'll get the PDF that'll come up. And so you guys see that. And so you can print these out. Stop being invisible. Go there, print them out. Everything is there to onboard new people, onboarding new SBAs, the qualification list. It'll come out how to qualify the people, the confidence level, the phone, leader, are they a leader, are they travel, are they business, do they have money, and you can qualify those people. But come here and download those PDFs. Then you have a schedule of the different opportunities. You've got the click here for all the meetings that the company does. You've got Charles Nicholson on his Tuesday presentation. You've got our presentation that we do on Thursdays. See, the information is here. If somebody studied this website, goteamget.com, it's like a PhD class in everything they need to know about Surge 365. If I don't know everything I need to know about Surge 365, I know how to get the information. But if you go through this, you'll see everything that I actually know about Surge 365. And so download the app. Bring a new person here. Walk them through it. Have you downloaded the app? Who's the leader? Who are you following? Some videos. But anyhow, but you can go here and get that information. And then, of course, you can go to each of the individual tabs. I just want to show you this and we'll jump off. New SBA training. Now, there's a lot of information on here, so I use it kind of as a repository, but here's the content on this page, and this is what I want to show you. Jeannie Sharpless has her 4-step process. Winners win, the times for that. So this is just basically showing the different topics that are below. the Team Builder Momentum Zoom, SBA Corporate Training, which was what I kind of just showed you. That's a download. Our Bonds SBA Orientation meeting on Saturdays, a breakdown of the compensation plan meeting that Delby does, home-based travel business tax deductions. That's a download that you can actually click and download. I'm going to actually put that as a thing you can click here. And if you scroll down, you'll actually find it. Download the Touch 365 mobile app. You can download the Surge 365 presentation as a PDF. And then training, this is a training. If you don't know how to sign people up, we'll go down to it and then we'll jump off. One is SBA training. This is the home-based business tax deductions or tax write-offs. And you can download all the different deductions there. I think they're PDFs. Medical, education deductions, a tax deduction checklist, possible write-offs from home-based business, blah, 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 blah. But down here, if you don't know how to sign people up, new SBA sign-up process. I'm just going to tell you real quick. You sign them up on your surge365.com page. You sign them up with the SBA only first. You don't select both. You pay the $20. They pay the $20. Then you go into their back office, and that's what this is right here. Step 1, purchase a junior exec program. And then step 2, go into their back office to upgrade to the ultimate travel solution. When you do it that way, it's $500 because when you go into the back office and upgrade, they're purchasing the travel package for $479. So basically, they're waiving that $20. So it's $500 for them to come on board. But you got to do it that way. If you sign up both the SBA and then the members program, they're paying $520. Okay. So purchase first the $19.95, then go into their back office and then come in and then upgrade them to the travel solution. Okay, Brenda, back to you.
All righty, man. All the great information that we all share on these calls is just priceless. But definitely go check out the things, check out Go Team Get, go to YouTube, ask the challenge of becoming an influencer. If you want information like Rick gave you, if you want information like Glenn shared, it's just so much information out there on what you need to do. And it's baby steps. Don't think you're going to have to jump in there right away. Baby steps. What I like to do is I like to always go to YouTube and ask the question, and then I start looking at it there. Then if it's something that I want to learn more about, believe you me, it's going to start popping up on your phone. Everything you ask. We also think sometimes everything you think about pops up on your phone, but just try it. It's okay. So you could figure out what you want to do next and how you want to do it with your Surge 365 business. So like Rick said, we are going to be doing the presentation tonight. So you definitely want to jump on. And like I like to say, just your presence alone is appreciated. So if you want to just log on, call in, Zoom in, however it works for you, we would appreciate seeing those numbers. So you know what I like to say, that we are the most trusted team in Surge 365. We are winners. I want everybody to have a great rest of your day, and we look forward to seeing you this evening on the call. All righty. Bye-bye now.
Adios.
Adios.